Hey, good morning, folks. Little tech challenges here since I moved the computer over to the boathouse and now back. Things don't seem to be wanting to cooperate. So that's why I'm on my phone. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Get started here in just a moment. What's going on here? Oh, this needs power. That's that makes sense. For a moment while I one more little investigation. Power button. Okay. Getting closer. All right. So, conversation this morning. I don't know if I can send this to YouTube from my phone. Let me see. Live stream to YouTube. Maybe. Well, that's pretty cool. You can now sign in from your phone, your mobile app. Isn't that cool? All righty. Let's go back to Zoom. Very cool. All right. So this morning's meditation is about putting things together. We had a great event this past weekend. Very powerful event. In many ways, we had a lot of powerful energy here at the ranch with the storms and some of the challenges and opportunities to go to places we didn't plan on. And that sounds a lot like success in general. So I want you to, in just a moment, we'll go into our transport and we'll head over to our sanctuary of undevelopment and achievement. And we'll try to gather things up. A lot of our success, we know the next step. The challenge is we get distracted from doing the next step. Brian Tracy, right? It's the eat the frog. We know the frog we got to eat. We know that it'll produce the results we want. We really need to step into it. So that's what we're going to do here in just a minute. So I want you to just center yourself, become aware of, maybe feel the clothes touching your body. If you have any jewelry on or bracelets, can you feel them without touching them? Can you feel their pressure? Can you feel, are they just resting on the top part? Are they resting? Do you feel them around your wrists, on the side? How about socks? Do you have socks on, or slippers, shoes? All of this to bring your attention to your body. Where you're about to go, what you're about to do, requires your body. And we have to begin to guide it, give it control, take control back from the habitual actions that it does. So take a breath in. Exhale. And in just a moment, not just yet, we're going to step into our transport over to our sanctuary. And we're going to sit in our place of peace, of calm. We're going to access some information. So in 1, 2, 3, instantly transported. You're now in the hallway of your sanctuary of undevelopment and achievement. And something's new, something's different, something's special in this moment. You feel it in the sanctuary. You feel this energy. You feel this draw. You feel this power. And as you move to that place where you sit and relax, to where you access all the universe, all the galaxies, to acquire your information, to gather and connect, you feel yourself growing more aware, more focused, more in tune than ever before. And in this moment, you have a question. In this moment, you have an ask to the universe. If you've been looking to assemble your information, acquire the information from a training, from a book, from a workshop, you're looking to put this information into an orderly format, to begin to use it to take serious action on your goals. So I want you to think of the event, think of the book, think of the interaction, and just become aware. If you took some notes, imagine your journal in front of you. Imagine seeing yourself as you were writing these notes. There were some thoughts you had while you were writing notes, or listening to the speaker, or reading the book. And there were some pretty powerful thoughts, some pretty powerful ideas. And maybe 1 or 2 slipped away while you were writing a note. This time, this place, this space, you can gather it back. You can gather it back Remember it. You can even write it down now. You wanted to put these ideas, you wanted to put these thoughts, these goals into a systematic order. You know the saying, find the domino that knocks over all the other dominoes. Well, now you have it. You're putting that in place, you're putting that in order, you're putting that in the right space, and you're finding this connection. You're seeing how they all link together, and you now have your clear starting point. You know what you need to do today. You know what you need to do this afternoon. You know what you need to do tomorrow and the next day and the day after that. Why? Because you have a dream, you have a focus, you have a goal, you have a target, you have a result you want. And understanding that you can move closer. Understanding that you deserve these powerful, positive results. Understanding that you can serve at a higher level. You can serve at a deeper level. You can be of service and you can receive the rewards. That's the power of this alignment. That's the power of taking action, of reviewing your success. This moment is a starting point. This moment is an ending point. Ending delay, ending procrastination, ending delusional thinking. You've got some work to do. It's not that hard. It's a shift. It's not life-threatening, but it'll change your life forever. You know what it is. Feel it. Become in tune with it. Allow this thought to begin to grow. Allow this thought to begin to take shape. As you're sitting here right now in this moment, you become aware of what's next. You become aware of how things change. You become aware of what in you needs to change. This new action step requires thinking, requires a new way to think, a new way to see things in a new way. As we did a review on Saturday of our event, we reviewed some things that took place, that transpired, that happened right in front of our eyes on Friday. And in this review, we saw things a new way. Things that happened when explained how they happened or what they were happened or how they were even directed, most didn't see until they started to see it from that side of the table. Oh, that makes sense. Here's my offer to you today. There's some things you're about to go do. There's some ideas that you have, some actions you have in play, some journeys you're about to take. What if you take them in a certain way? in a way you've not taken something that seems normal, something that seems regular, something that seems contradictory. What if you took it in a different way? What if you looked at it from the other side? What changes when you open up to possibility? What changes when you open up to what you don't see? How do you see? How do you gain access to what's not there? You ask a question. What's here that I'm not seeing? What's here that I'm not hearing? What's available that I'm not doing? And your brain will begin to follow the way that it's got you to where you are. It'll begin to follow its pattern, its default mode network. And it'll begin to create new pathways, new neural pathways, new neural connections, new neural communities. It's called neurogenesis. You're literally creating a new path, a new place to create new ideas. It all comes down to our words. When people say, I can't visualize, the answer to that is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Because who they are in this moment is what they visualize. The amount of money you have, you visualized it. Now, you may not have been the creator of it. You may have been the puppet of it because somebody told you you can't have money, or you're too old, or you're too young, or you're too tall, or you're too short. People like us, families like us, women like us, men like us don't get those things. Educated people like us don't get those things. So we have all of these sayings, all of these excuses, all of these programmings. And then you come along one day and say, enough is enough. And you start to make changes. And you stumble. And you pick yourself up and you dust yourself off and you say, I'm going to keep going. And you hit a wall. Like, this isn't easy. I can tell you this, in a world of abundance, in a world of freedom, if you live in a place where freedom exists, where you have the opportunity to do things to take care of you, to raise your vibration, to raise your possibilities, to raise your income, to raise your state, if you live in a place where that's possible, poverty is difficult. It takes a tremendous amount of energy to stay in poverty. It takes a tremendous amount of energy to stay out of your best version of you. To stay overweight takes a lot of energy. To stay tired takes a lot of energy. To stay broke takes a tremendous amount of energy. So how do I change that, Sean? You have to first ask yourself the question, do I want to? Most people will answer yes. Second question is, do I have the skills to change? The answer to that might be no. Next question is, can I learn the skills? The answer to that is yes. So now if you can learn the skills, the big question is, will I practice them till I get them right? Not I tried that once, it didn't work. I tried that, it doesn't work. That doesn't work for me. I don't understand how. I'm not good at that. In this place, in this space, you are a master achiever. You are a master creator. What are the words that a master achiever would use? Would a master achiever say, I'm not good enough, I'm too old, I'm broke, I don't understand, I'm not good at this? If you believe in the law of attraction, you just drew all of those things. You just put all of those things in the bucket of your possibility. Words create things. In the Bible, it says he spoke and said, let there be light. Let there be dark. Let there be water. All of these things were spoken into existence. Your current state, your current environment, your current income, your current weight, your current health is spoken into existence. It's why miracles can happen. It defies traditional time, traditional activities. It is a miracle. People heal miraculously. People become wealthy miraculously. People find love miraculously. These are all miracles in your life. You spoke those into existence. And yet we say, we're taught, we have a formula to disbelieve all of these. And here's the formula. You won't believe what happened. We say things like that. You won't believe what happened. You'll never believe this. Oh my gosh, I can't believe what happened. Is that because we want to minimize? We don't want to make other people feel bad? You are already a miracle. Why wouldn't miracles flow to you, flow through you, be abundantly available to you? So in this meditation, I want you to see the miracles aligning for you. The miracles of the last training, of the last conversation, of the last book you read, of the last meeting you had. What is the miracle that exists in that awareness? Begin to see it, begin to have such a knowing, begin to have such a gratitude. Gratitude means it's already done. Thankful means you're hoping it's gonna turn out. I am so thankful for this. Gratitude is the frequency that when you add thankfulness, it's already done. We say thank you because it's already done. It's the vibration. It's not the words you say, it's the who you are. When people ask me, how do I do this? I ask them, who's doing it? That's how you do it. It's the one who does it. It's why a mom can kiss a boo-boo and it instantly heals. The scar may be there, the scratch may be there, the wound may be there, but when mommy kisses it and says, "Is it all better?" "All better, mama." You have that power. The challenge is, if you give a kiss to your own boo-boo, you no longer have the wound. We must operate from the skull. We sometimes have a blemish on our skin and we want to cover it up. We don't want people to see us with our bumps and our bruises and our blemishes and our bags and our tired eyes and our overweight. So we wear bigger clothes. We wear black because it hides things. We want to hide all of these things that make us who we are. So we show up differently. We're wired to pretend. What if today the pretending stops? At least for you. Stop pretending you're something you're not. And start working on who you choose to become. Because as much as you want what it is you want, you can never arrive while you're still pretending. So as you become your true, authentic, loving, caring, amazing energy, loves yourself. Say, I love me. I honor me. I am going to maximize me. I'm going to maximize my relationships. I choose to have the most powerful, positive, energetic wellness version of me, filled with light, filled with life. Anything in my body that does not belong is instantly removed. Instantly removed. Anything that doesn't serve me and grow me to a higher and better version of me can leave my energy field. Now, for some people who might be hearing this for the first time, there is a big part of your energy field that was working against you. We have to visually bring the part of what it is we want to work for us. And it works for us. We don't work for it. It works for us. Abundance works for us. Abundance is the natural state. Abundant health, abundant love, abundant wealth. Allow that to flow into your system this afternoon, this evening, every day with every breath. You are reminded of abundance with every single breath. 7 billion people on the planet, and yet there's enough air for you. There's always more than enough. God provides an abundance. If you know where to look, it is always, always, always available. Abundant everything. Abundant love, abundant joy, abundant money. It's all energy, it's all frequency. When you truly sit and allow your world to connect, to organize, to begin to create the formula of pure abundance. It shows up. So as you awaken from this place in your spiritual section of your sanctuary, take with you this feeling of abundance, this formula, this success formula to give you the courage, to give you the freedom to take action on every little certain way, doing it in a certain way, these certain things, doing them in a certain way, to take your energy, your health, your wealth, your relationships, all to the next level, and then the next level, and then the next level. So in just a moment, we're going to head back to the hallway. Feel yourself rising from that place, filled with energy, filled with focus, filled with a knowing. You may not even understand all of the how, all of the strategy. You will. You have the skills. You have the talents to take action on the strategies that are given to you. So you're in your hallway, and in just a moment, we're going to take our transport back to our current place and time, feeling better than we've ever felt before, healthier than we've ever felt before, leaving anything that doesn't serve us here in the sanctuary to be absorbed and transformed into joy and light. 1, 2, 3. We're back in our place where we currently are, healthier than we've ever been before, wealthier than we've ever been before, with more energy, more focus, more creativity, more possibility, more of more, because this is who we are becoming. The better, the bigger, the more version of us, where it's not about doing more things, it's about doing the things that give us more. Slowly open your eyes and look for things around you that are orange. Activate your prefrontal cortex, your executive decision making, and know that you will make decisions today that will serve you for a lifetime. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome home. Good morning, everybody. What'd you hear? What'd you feel? What'd you learn from that? Any thoughts, ideas, ahas popped into that brilliant brain of yours? We had a fabulous weekend. Truly had it was a miraculous weekend, that's for sure.
Good morning.
Good morning, Selka.
How are you this morning?
Outstanding.
I think that's awesome. I'm missing my coffee this morning that you served so very well. Thank you for the amazing weekend. It really ties into this morning of I realized how many possibilities are out there. I mean, things that I never experienced in my life, I experienced this past weekend, and it was pretty amazing. And I think it has also a lot to do with taking your entire self out of where you are. I mean, you can do that with just your brain, but even physically, because it's a totally different environment that we were in this weekend. We didn't know what was going to happen. I mean, literally from 1 minute to the next. And I think it taught many of us. I mean, I've traveled a lot and I'm pretty flexible, but I think it teaches you to really be aware of your surroundings. I mean, I don't think I've ever experienced this much rain or any tornado warnings or any craziness. So being flexible and being aware and living in a way that you can pivot and still feel joy and happiness in what there is, even through you expected maybe some totally different. So expectations can, I mean, if you are really set in expectations, that can really be a negative thing for you. If you're not open to just experiencing the amazing things like picking fresh eggs and playing with little lambs. I mean, that to me was just so oh, it's just so wonderful. It gives me this amazing feeling, these little babies and all your dogs, and I love dogs. I was like, oh, I have no one to cuddle with tonight because Dubby wasn't there.
Well, you could have got a 50-pound bag of sugar. It would have been lighter than Dubby.
Well, but it wouldn't give me the warmth that
No.
Dubby did. Remember, I was very cold. It took me hours once I arrived here just to warm up. But he put out a lot of warmth and heat and happiness for me. So I wanted to share that. I think anybody on this call this morning who didn't come this weekend, I hope that you can come to the next one. People say it's life changing. Yes, it definitely was. I even took a shower outdoors. I wanted to have all the experience that it offered me. So I'll do most things at least once. And I think, if it's not dangerous or detrimental to yourself or anyone else, you should definitely do that, because it's just like, it's so amazing. And I miss you, and I miss everyone that was there this morning. Yeah, because I feed on people. I love to have a lot of people around me, and being by myself in this hotel room this morning, yes, it gives me peace and quiet, but there's only so much peace and quiet that I myself really like. I like the chaos. I like the craziness. I like, what other people bring to my life. So it was very amazing to meet Brad, to meet Louise, and to meet you, to meet Michelle for the first time. I've known Ruth, so oh yes, our good friend. Where is he this morning? AJ. Yes. So, I mean, I love meeting new people. I love getting to know people and the difference they bring, and all the joy and happiness they bring to our lives, and also how much you can learn from them. Because lots of times when you're just looking at yourself in your own life, you could say, oh, my life is, I'm not sure that most people say my life is perfect, but I think a lot more people say, oh, my life is bad or something, right? But when you're looking at what other people are doing, you see you're not that much different. And people struggle, people have joy, people have happiness, but it's not always that way. So I really needed to share that, and I think it goes with what you were doing this morning to bring some calmness to everyone, and to say, I loved your analogy to kissing the boo-boo. I think there's some people on here this morning who really need to kissing their boo-boo to make it better. But it is so true. As moms, we do that. And then the small child is happy and smiles. Yes, he's feeling better. I always wonder, is it really feeling better? It's still bleeding, but they smile. Oh, it feels so much better, and we do that. And then there comes a point where when we stop doing that. I mean, if I walked up to you and would say, hey, let me kiss you, boo boo, You'll be like, this woman is like nuts.
Yeah, but if you said that to me and you just said, "Let me kiss your boo boo," and you gave me a kiss on the shoulder, you know that I would go, "Oh, how did you know I had a boo boo?" And that's what we do in network marketing is we literally meet people who have boo-boos deep or boo-boos on the surface, and we give them a hug, we give them a metaphorical kiss, we give them a chance to heal themselves. And there's some people who when you went and you've experienced this, many of us have, is that you've helped them heal their boo-boo, and in 6 months they're like, "Uh-oh, my boo-boo's gone, I don't know who I am," and they quit because they didn't prepare for the boo-boo to be healed that fast. So that's why we go to events. That's why we hang out with like-minded people. That's why we go pick eggs out of the thing. That's why we get. That's why I love what I have here is such an unfair. I think it's fair because I have it, but it's an unfair advantage of anybody else who has a workshop because all they have is the workshop. I got sheep that take away all of the boo boos. I got little lambs, and we put them out in the field and watch them jump and everything. Nobody has that, right? You don't go to a mastermind to watch sheep jump in a field, but the thing we remember are the sheep jumping in the field that makes the whole mastermind a boo boo healing moment. So I love that you were here. I love that you came with an open mind and shocked at some of the ways some, well, that's different and that's different. Okay, I'll do that. Well, wow, this is, and there's a lot of firsts. And I love that you were able to move yourself through it and experience it and want to experience it. So I'm very proud of, like I say, the Silka who came could have never left because you adapted and adopted and you grew dramatically, transformatively in the 3 days you were here. And you gave so much to so many of us, to all of us. And Molly loves you. Molly's missing you, right? Her tail's not wagging as much as happy. She's waiting for, oh, good morning, Molly. Because I can't do the accent. He needs to hear her Silka. So, did I freeze or did Silka freeze? Can you all still hear me?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Awesome. Isn't that funny how the compliments were coming, how her computer shut her off? Isn't that funny? Crazy. I love it. Are you back?
I thought it was you that was frozen, but apparently, because I was still functioning and moving, and I guess, Hilton's Wi-Fi leaves to be,
Well, what happened was is I started to sing your praises. I said, "Thank you for coming. Thank you for being so open. Thank you for experiencing things you've never experienced at so many levels." I said, "Molly is a little sad this morning because she doesn't hear with the accent. Oh, good morning, Molly." Right? I can't do the accent, so she
oh,
misses
I'm
her
missing
Silka.
Molly. She's so sweet and so soft.
She's even softer now with her bath.
Oh, I know you. I'm jealous. I have to come back and give her some more cuddles. Yeah, I
I,
mean, she's a big puppy. I've never had a big puppy like that. A little puppy. It's even hard to imagine when you're looking at her in regards comparing them to the other dogs you have. She's almost just as big, and she plays pretty rough.
she's
She,
got a whole. She's a little tomboy with four big brothers.
yeah, she doesn't complain either, and she starts it. She's like, hey, let me bite you. No, I want to keep being chased. And she even wanted to play with the lambs yesterday. She was
Yes.
disappointed that they weren't gonna chase her. That was so cute. Yeah, I mean, I love animals. And especially when they're babies. It's just so, this brings so much joy to me. Yeah, I would have sat there and held the lambs forever if they would have let me. But even just the two little ones were so different. Yeah,
Yeah,
now
and they were raised in the same womb, but they were 25 minutes apart, and they are completely different.
Yeah, one says mama.
Yeah.
Isn't she so cute? Yeah, but they really are, and you see, and even in the couple of days that I was there, they've gotten stronger because I could feel when I was picking them up on, when did I come? On Thursday?
Thursday.
Yes, Thursday when I picked them up versus picking them up yesterday. They already, yeah, they already had more strength, and the animals grow so fast where babies are very slow. I mean, humans literally are very slow growing comparing to when you compare them to little animals, because I mean, look at, they ran almost right away. But they're all being fed the same way. When you're looking at that's very interesting.
And this is changing the way you look at things, right? And the things you look at change. So
Yes, and they're doing things in a certain way. I mean, look at it. It was funny when you let them out yesterday. I hope I don't bore other people.
oh, you're good. Tell the
Okay.
story.
Yes. So when you let them out for the first time yesterday into the pasture, the mama and one of the babies went. The other one just stuck his head out and saw the dog, and it went right back in. But the mama, this is interesting for an animal. I mean, came right back with the other one to fetch the second one, to not leave it behind. How amazing is that? You know, people say, oh, you know, this stupid sheep or something.
Was
But
that
look
so?
at,
Here's a funny question. Was that in the getting started manual for having babies?
well, I think, you know, some animals have more of an intuition and are smarter, literally, of taking care of their own than some humans do. It's
Oh,
pretty
no doubt.
crazy. When you're looking at that, it's pretty crazy. I was like so amazed. I'm like, oh my God. And if anybody wants to see the video, I actually have the video. I posted it on Facebook this morning because I was videoing, and I also posted the chicken. I mean, I was like, oh, are there going to be eggs in there? And I was so excited. There were so many eggs in there. Yeah, I know. People think, oh, you know, this woman must
But
be
this
crazy
is
excited
but
about eggs.
this is what's neat is a couple of things. One, you're telling a story. Two, it's something that it seems as we listen to it, well, you open a chicken coop, there's supposed to be eggs in there. It's still a surprise when we see it.
But I've
If we
never seen
haven't,
that before. And so
yeah,
this
if we
was the first,
haven't
there
done
was
it,
a lot of first things for me. So,
and so if we haven't seen it, so I knew there were going to be eggs in there. I just
oh,
knew it
you knew
because
there was going to be eggs because you hadn't gone to collect any eggs for a while.
right. Well, no, that was just in one day. My point is that I knew they'd be in there because that's where they're supposed to lay it. When they're not in there, I'm surprised. So when you got to see it, you're like, okay, but there should be eggs in here. Oh my God! Even though you knew I knew there was eggs in there, you're still like, I hope there's eggs in there. And this is what happens when we have somebody to go help them with their dreams. We know they can be successful, but they're surprised when they see the success because they didn't really think the success was possible. So it's kind of cool that you had that experience, and I loved watching it, and I love watching everybody who we open it up for the first time to go get an egg. um we did it at the very end. There was one egg that was left because that, remember the chicken that we kicked out when I opened up the thing that,
The chicken kicked itself out because we
yeah,
just opened it and it did not, I think it just felt uncomfortable to be sitting in its pot or whatever you call it, because
yeah,
that, I think there was already, I don't know if it laid those two eggs or somebody else. Do they get into the same space and keep
yes,
laying their eggs?
because we went back. I went back with AJ. I think it was AJ. I said, have you ever gotten eggs out of a coop? He said no. And I knew that black chicken was going to go back in and lay an egg, and it did. In that same box it was in that it jumped out of, there was one egg in there because she was squawking at us when she was outside. I said, she's mad we kicked her out of her box. And she's like, oh, but maybe she laid her eggs. No, she needed to lay her eggs, and that's why she was squawking. So as soon as we closed, she went back in and laid the egg, and it was there for AJ when we left.
But what I find so interesting, how do they know to do their egg laying? I mean, literally in a certain way and in a certain space. I mean, they could like squat anywhere in that little coop and lay the egg. How
Well,
it's
it's
pretty
it's
amazing.
because they like a safe space, right? Chickens are animals can prey on them, so they
Yeah.
like to only have a spot where they can only have to look forward to protect themselves. So the coop does that. It's just this thing, and their chickens get imprinted, right, from very little. So when they start to see, well, that's where we lay the eggs. Now, if it's really raining or something, they'll lay the eggs in my shop. They're like, I'm not getting wet. They're like, I just did my feathers. I'm not getting wet. I don't know what their story is, but sometimes they'll lay eggs in my shop. The other day, there were 3 eggs on the floor in my shop,
In your shop?
in my building behind the house here, that where I keep all my tools. And so they went into my shop and laid the eggs on the floor. They didn't go to the coop. I don't know if they were, I'm not walking all that way. I don't know what the story was, but 9 times out of 10, they'll always go to the coop to lay their eggs.
So
It's just,
they don't sleep in that coop?
yep, they sleep in there. Yep, they sleep there. And that's where they go at night. And some of them will even sit in the boxes. They have it like, this is my little condo. You can't have it. So,
Whoa, that's like so interesting. I was like thinking that the eggs be all over, and I was like so surprised that there was eggs in like one space, like, and then there was I think two more where the chicken that felt kicked
was,
out. We didn't kick it out. It just decided it was not gonna stay there while you opened it. And I don't know.
well, I told it when we opened the door. What did I say? Housekeeping,
Yes, you
right?
did. And I was just gonna ask you if you do that every time, if you do
Every
things a
time.
certain way.
Every time. Because if I say housekeeping and open the door, they're literally leaning out of the box, looking at me, going, "Hey, I'm in here," kind of like we do when housekeeping comes, going, "Give me 5 minutes," right? So they kind of their head pokes out of the box when I open it up, and if I see them, I go, "Oh, sorry, I'll come back 10 minutes," and I close the door, and they stay in the box.
You are so funny. That is so funny. I thought when you were saying that, you didn't just say it once, you said it several times, and you slowly opened the door. And I'm thinking, wow, does he always do that in
Yes.
that certain way? But now I'm so aware after I've learned to do things in a certain way. I'm so aware when other people do it because it's so interesting. But I would
So
have never
now,
thought of
so
that before.
so here's the thing. Now that you're aware of people a certain way, you get to ask 2 more questions. Was this certain way a habit or intentional? Because if it's a habit, they don't even know they're doing it. But if it's intentional, then you know they're aware of how they make you feel.
So
Some
if for
people,
you is intentional.
it's always intentional. When I get to the door, I always say, okay, the chickens could be in there. I need housekeeping, and sometimes I knock. They're not going to answer, right?
You do not knock. You knock. You're
Well,
such
I didn't knock
a funny
that day, but sometimes I'll knock. I'll go, and I say it with I don't know, a Puerto Rican accent because I had a lot of Puerto Rican housekeeper. Good morning, housekeeping. And then I slowly open the door, and sometimes they'll squawk, and I'll just close the door. Okay, back 10 minutes. Bye for now. I just have fun with it. But I'm glad you got to experience it because that's a lot of fun for me, and I'm glad you guys got to experience the baby lambs because those are the
Oh,
first. Those are the first twins ever on the ranch. So you will be the ones that nobody else will have experienced our first baby twins. We could have more twins, but never the first. You were there for the first one. So that's
yeah.
awesome. It's a great memory.
Very, very special. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much for giving us that space and that opportunity. I think everyone that was there, loved it. Probably not as much as I did because
They
I'm
loved it
like
in
such
their
a
own
sucker.
special way.
Yes, I'm like such a sucker for the babies and to cuddle them and to hold them but yes, it was an amazing experience. I don't think any of us had before. I don't think so. So it was amazing. So thank you.
I love it.
Thank you. And I love you, and my love to all your dogs this morning, and Michelle, and yes, and everyone else.
I love it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And the training wasn't bad.
No, the training was very amazing as well. That's why I was saying at the beginning, everyone that's on here that hasn't come or that has come should, because I think the situation, especially out there, must be different every time. I mean, yeah. So
Everything.
I think really, just as a person to experience all the different types of things that I experienced in a few days, and and it was literally Noah's, as Noah's mastermind.
And we call it Noah's mastermind because of the rain. We literally were looking for Noah to come with his boat because of how much rain we had.
Yeah, but I was amazed how your ranch wasn't like total mud pit. In San Diego, the barn for my horse wouldn't even, with that type of rain, wouldn't have been accessible at all. But
Wow.
yeah, that's why I was thinking rubber boots. But what I brought, and I'm glad I brought my rubber Uggs, because they were literally perfect. They were perfect. I didn't get any more wet shoes after my experience in Little Rock. And those shoes are still wet. Can you? But Little Rock is beautiful this morning. It's actually supposed to be sunny, so I'm really excited that Little Rock is finally not gray anymore. It'll be amazing to be able to experience Little Rock for a few hours this morning without grayness. And I have an amazing view of the river this morning, because I got a nice upgrade, because it was the same lady again, Stella. Remember, I told you about Stella from Kenya? Well,
Yep.
she was there again. She was so excited to see me again. And so she was going to give me a room on the 10th floor. And I said, but last time I had a room on the 12th floor. And she says, okay. And so she gave me, last time I didn't have the river view. So she gave me a nice room, river view on the 12th floor. So yes, and she was so happy to see me again.
I love it.
Anyway, it's been a story. It's only was a few days, but amazing, many stories. And the business class, I know most people on here this morning don't know about the business class that you offered to AJ.
No, it's a neat experience, and I'm glad you got to come. I'm glad you were here. You were a big part of it. So thank you, thank you, thank you, Silka. Safe travels to you, my love.
Thank you. Love you.
Love you too. Anyone else? Thoughts, comments, questions, takeaways? I love it, love it, love it. So October, you may want to start to schedule and think about marking out your calendar or adding us to your calendar. The first weekend in October. So we started on Thursday night and it goes till Sunday. And I can promise you as many wonderful stories. Maybe it'll be drier. I hope it'll be drier. We had 5 inches of rain this week, and 3.5 of them were during the event. So we had a lot of rain. It'll be fun though, but it was good. Everything will be green. It'll be wonderful. I look forward to it. So I appreciate you all so very, 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 very much. Those of you who are still traveling, travel safe. Those of you that are home, realize that you've come home with a new idea, new thought, new energy, new frequency, and you have a choice, and that choice is to be joy or misery. I hope you choose joy. I'm your head brain training, brain scrambling misfit. I'll see y'all where?
The next event.
Next event. Somebody give me some Costa Ricas.
Pura vida.
Pura vida. We love you, Mark. And some Lydias.
Peace be with us.
Peace be with us all. And the queen of experiences and helping you arrive at your destinations, Jessie Lee Ward.
Boss Lee.
Boss Lee and a little white fluffy.
Gurgly, gurgly, gurgly.
Gurgly. All right, everybody, go have some fun today. We will see you all tomorrow, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. Thanks, everybody. Love you tons. Bye.
Love you all. Have a
Thank
great
you,
day.
guys. Love you guys.
Love you too.
Do, 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 do.